Fiesta Juniors race number 1, and we're in a really unique situation with this championship where we have 2 races today to decide the 2018 champion, and they're actually level on points. Magnus on pole position, surname Crickley V, if you think I don't have the confidence to tackle that one. Have a quick chat, if I can release this just for a second to have a quick chat. Magnus, pole position, level on points now after you took the extra point for pole position. You're in the prime position here. He's only P3. It's going to be a real great battle today.
Yeah, hopefully I can just get a good start and then get away and do my own thing.
And keep out of trouble. You're going to have to get some points here.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully a win. That's what I count on, and fastest lap as well for the maximum points.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Right,
let's have a chat with the man who is level on points. Lining up 3rd on the grid is James Waite. James in the Jam Sport prepared car. James, a lot of nervous young faces on this grid here. I can't remember the last time I saw a championship with 2 rounds to go, level on points.
Yeah, no, it's very close. It was unlucky what happened at Silverstone, but we just have to keep focused from here on and see if we can beat Magnus this weekend.
The pressure's kind of on because you can't just stay here and maintain. You have to get to the front, you have to beat him, especially if he starts to disappear at the front there.
Yeah, the pressure's definitely on me, so game on, see what I can do.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And with that, I will hand it over. Race 1 for the Junior Fiestas is heading out on track.
Thanks, Joe. Game on indeed. It's Magnus Crickley and Isaac Smith on the front row of the grid here at Braneds Hatch. James Waite and Josh Steed on the 2nd row. Nathaniel Hodgkiss is beside Alfie Glennie. Ollie Turner and Todd Garner share row 4. And Avi Locke and Ted Potts complete the grid. They end the season where it began, at Braneds Hatch on the Indy circuit. And the title fight is upon us. It's going to be one heck of a show as the drivers line up ready for the off. Here we go, revs rise, charge! What a good start from Isaac Smith. He beats Magnus Crickley off the line, and Josh Steed's got a flyer as well. He's going to draw alongside Crickley. This is all going to be about the breaking point for Paddock Hill Bend, and Crickley dives back to the inside, takes the lead. Josh Steed now coming around the outside of Isaac Smith, who gets a massive tank snapper. That's going to sort it out as Josh Steed gets into 2nd position, tries to dive for the inside of Crickley into Druids. A little bit of a rub, but that's okay. They all get through pretty much even Steven as Hodgkiss and Turner come together. Turner trying to get on the inside of Nathaniel Hodgkiss. They go down Hayward Hill into Graham Hill Bend and then come together. Both of them off the circuit. Oh, Hodgkiss and Turner off onto the grass, and now they're going to have to spend the rest of the race in recovery. What a shame for Ollie Turner and Nathaniel Hodgkiss. More bad luck for the pair of them. Their season's been dogged by it. Magnus Crickley hits the tyre dust, the cement dust that's been laid down by the oil from a previous race, as Josh Steed and Isaac Smith continue to squabble over 2nd place. James Waite chasing them down in 4th position. Up to 5th now is Alfie Glennie with his brand new spanking paint job. Looks really, really good. Up towards the first corner once again into lap 2. And it's a really strong start for Magnus Crickley. Things looking really rosy from his point of view. We're on board with Isaac Smith as he drops down through Paddock Hill Bend. Chasing after Josh Steed under the Burton Power Bridge and into Druids. A really good start to this race for what is potentially going to be the new championship leader. They are tied for points coming into this, Magnus Crickley and James Waite, thanks to qualifying. But now it is all going beautifully for Magnus Crickley, who has a very strong performance on the offing now as he leads the race. It's Crickley, Steed, Smith. Then, of course, it is James Waite from Glennie, Locke and Garner. Then we've got the last 3 in the mix there, Potts, Turner and Nathaniel Hodgkiss. They drop down through clearways once again and onto the home stretch once more. But Magnus Crickley is exactly where he needs to be. His task is very simple this weekend here at Braneds Hatch. Beat his chief rival James Waite. If he does so in both races, he will be the champion on dropped scores. So very, very good news at the moment for Magnus Crickley to hang out in front of Josh Steed and, of course, Isaac Smith as well in 3rd. James Waite has been a race winner multiple times this year, so he's doing his best to close in. Crickley goes a little bit deep in Druids. Unfortunately, Steed goes a little bit deeper, and that's left him vulnerable to Isaac Smith, who is chasing him down into Graham Hill Bend through the left-hander. Josh Steed is a race winner this year. Isaac Smith is waiting for that moment as they come up towards Surtees and McLaren. Through the left at Surtees and now through the right at McLaren. A very tough start to the race for these two, almost into the lead of the race, and they both want to end the season as top dog. But they've got to work hard to beat who is the man who is potentially the new championship leader, Magnus Crickley. He's been chasing down James Waite's points advantage for most of the season. Silverstone really hampered James Waite. Now Cricklewy is on the march. It's going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out. They drop down the hill. This is going to be a fantastic end to the season for Magnus Cricklewy if he can stay where he is out in front. Josh Steed is still quite close to him in second position. Isaac Smith still there in third. And of course James Waite trying to stay in touch in fourth position, with Alfie Glennie running well in fifth position. So they come through, down into Graham Hill Bend once again. Josh Steed never saying die as he continues to push his way forward. Up through the left-hander, up the hill and up towards the right-hand flick at McLaren and then into clearways. Car needs to be very well balanced at this point. You've got to carry the speed through the top end of the circuit and dropping down through the final corner. Isaac Smith using plenty of curb on the exit. I think he's just about got away with that one. Indeed he has. He's lost a couple of car lengths, but he could have lost a lot more. There is James Waite in fourth position. Alfie Glennie in P5. Abby Locke, Todd Garner still running well. There's Ollie Turner, so he's got past Ted Potts. And so too has Nathaniel Hodgkiss. So they have come through. Ted Potts, of course, is the newbie. The newest face in the championship, son of Stephen Potts, of course, who is a former Toyo Tires Porsche champion, so he knows the BRSCC very well. But Ted Potts making his debut last time out and doing well here at Brands Hatch. There's Ollie Turner. And that is, of course, Nathaniel Hodgkiss, the man who went off at Graham Hill Bend with him. So they're going to go basically chasing. Oh, and that's Abby Locke. That's Abby Locke. Unfortunately, she's lost it coming out of Druids, lost the car, down into the barriers she's gone. That's a really disappointing end to her race. Hopefully she'll be able to get going again, but a big hit into the barriers. I think that could be game over here on lap 5. What a shame for Abby Locke. She's been so impressive over the second half of the season. Her pace has been incredible, just pushing a little bit too hard on that particular occasion. She's just done a 58.25 as well, so her pace is pretty good. She has got going again, but I fear it's going to be to come back to the pit lane to retire from the race. That's a real shame for Abby. She was going very strong up to that point. She was in P6, so it was a good race for her. James Waite is in P4, trying to get himself back onto the podium. It's not going to be easy from there. A difficult race for James Waite. He needs to beat Magnus Cricklewy, but it's not for the want of trying. 3 wheels on the deck, 1 in the air as he went through. We're on board with James Waite. Up towards Surtees, throw the car in, plenty of balance, up on the curb, plenty of curb for James Waite as he continues to push. Car getting a little bit loose up towards clearways, but he's got the car nicely planted for the exit. Keeps the car moving nicely. Come on James, never quit, never say die, keep pushing mate, you can do this. Down the main straight as Abby Locke comes into the pits, sadly to retire. But James Waite continues on valiantly, still hanging on for a shot at the title. There's Cricklewy leading, Josh Steed in second, Isaac Smith in third, and James Waite still pushing, absolutely determined as he gets away from Alfie Glennie and tries to chop in on Isaac Smith. Still plenty of race to go. James Waite needing to keep the faith, keep the confidence sky high. He knows what he can do. He just needs to keep pushing it. Again, 3 wheels on the deck and 1 in the air as the left rear comes off the ground under braking for Graham Hill Bend. That's how hard James Waite is pushing. Then it is Glennie, Garner, Ollie Turner and Nathaniel Hodgkiss in front of Ted Potts, with Abby Locke sadly now out of the race. So Magnus Cricklewy leads here on this 1.2079 miles, to be as exact as possible, here at Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit. This is where the season began. Magnus Cricklewy looking to do what he didn't quite manage at Brands Hatch, which was to take a victory in the first race. That was James Waite back at the first round of the season. But now Magnus Cricklewy has the perfect view, a clear track in front of him on a very hazy Sunday afternoon. So this is going to be a really exciting run for the Fiesta Juniors as they continue their battle. There is Nathaniel Hodgkiss. Oh, sorry, that's Todd Garner, my apologies. Being caught by Ollie Turner. Hodgkiss is behind us. Very similar white cars. We're on board with Oliver Turner. Ollie Turner to his mates. Down the hill and dropping in through. Not a bad run for the former Downforce UK Under-13 Racer of the Year. He's pushing very hard indeed as he comes down the Cooper Straight. Alfie Glennie there, trying to close in on James Waite! James Waite's gone off! James Waite's got a problem! This is a disaster for the championship leader! And James Waite is in dire straits. He's got a major issue. There's smoke coming off the car. I wonder if that's oil. James Waite's in trouble. He's having to move across. He's just trying to keep going. At this point, he knows that the victory is gone as Todd Garner sails by. Ollie Turner surely is going to sail by as well. But for James Waite, he's just got to keep going. This is so frustrating for James Waite. He slips now behind Ollie Turner. Look, he can't even keep the car in a straight line. He's really struggling. Major problems for James Waite. This is such a shame. It looks as though his championship, which he has been leading for such a long time now, is coming away. Look, another puff of smoke off the car. He can't even stop the car in a straight line. And Nathaniel Hotchkiss sails past. I think James Waite's got an oil leak. I think he's slipping on his own oil. This is a disaster for James Waite. The team have worked so hard all season, and at this last round of the championship, it looks as though it's coming undone in race one. He's working so hard to get the car to keep going. But Magnus Krickleby is being handed the championship lead on a silver platter. Now, if he DNF'd in race two and James Waite got a victory, then that would swing the championship back in James Waite's favour. But Magnus Krickleby has got to stay hungry. He's got to keep pushing. So Magnus Krickleby pushing very hard at the moment as they continue to charge their way forward. But this low score for James Waite is critical. It would mean he would have to beat Magnus Krickleby by a long, long way and by several positions in race two to win this championship. It's now looking rosy for Magnus Krickleby, who comes out of the final turn, puts the power down. It looks as though the race car consultants man could become the Fiesta Junior Champion of 2018. There is Ollie Turner, still pushing hard as he comes through out of the final couple of corners. He's working very hard here, to be fair, and pushing on very hard indeed. A really exciting battle for the championship is underway here in full gusto. Absolutely terrific stuff so far. A really exciting run as they come through the first corner once again. This is Ollie Turner trying to catch up once again to Todd Garner. I think Alfie Glennie's just got a puff of gravel dust out of Paddock Hill Bend there, because he's left a little bit of a smoke screen behind him. So Alfie Glennie still pushing hard. Todd Garner in P6, Ollie Turner in P7. You can still see the damage left at the barriers there by Abbey Locke's spin. But it's not enough to warrant either a safety car or a race stoppage, so we are able to keep going, which is good stuff. But a really exciting battle, a really good run so far. An absolutely sensational battle we have had thus far in the championship. So we've had all sorts of people who have continued their racing career from the Fiesta Junior Championship. The likes of Jerry Nicosia, JJ Ross, Aaron Thompson, and of course last year's junior champion Harry Gooding, who's gone on to success in the senior championship. Alfie Glennie pushing very hard as they go through Paddock Hill Bend. But as things look at the moment, it looks as though it is going to be the man who wins the championship in the favour of Magnus Krickleby. So Magnus Krickleby is looking to get the job done here as Todd Garner tries to get into the gap that Alfie Glennie has over him at the moment. Alfie Glennie running new colours for this last round of the championship, and I'm guessing for the entirety of 2018 as well. So Alfie Glennie pushing hard here as he comes up the hill. And Glennie is working hard to get away from Garner and Turner. But the problem is Garner and Turner are pushing very hard to try and close up on him. And Turner in particular is lapping pretty quickly here in order to try and overhaul these two. So I think the best overtaking moves of this race could likely come from Ollie Turner in the yellow machine further back. As into the pits comes James Waite. James Waite's gone through the pits. So that is the extent of James Waite's problem, and he's now rejoined a lap down. Absolutely disastrous for James Waite. So his race just goes from bad to worst. He drops back to 9th, and he's now a lap behind the rest of the field. This is an absolute heart-wrencher as far as he is concerned. So it looks to me as though this is going to be a very painful exercise for James Waite. Massive points lost as a result of this, but there's not a lot he can do about it at the moment. Up the hill comes Alfie Glennie, being caught by Todd Garner and Ollie Turner. They are both pushing very hard indeed to try and gain some ground. Nathaniel Hotchkiss is not far away either, actually, in 8th position. Well, actually, no, it's not 8th position anymore, is it? It's actually 4th place now, because it was 5th position when James Waite was in the 4th place spot. That's Krickleby and Steed going through. There's Isaac Smith, still in 3rd position. but they've got no James Waite behind him. Well, he is still there, but he's a long, long way back as Alfie Glennie overshoots at Paddock Hill Bend. Goodness me, Alfie Glennie pushing very hard indeed. Todd Garner now close behind him in 5th position, but the Jam Sport man, Alfie Glennie, is working very hard to shake him off. On board with Ollie Turner, dropping down the hill, up towards the left-hander. Not a bad run at all, this from Alfie Glennie, but Ollie Turner wants vengeance for his first lap incident. He wants to get himself back into a strong position. 4th position looks like it's going to be the best he can get from this one, but he'll be determined to get it. Alfie Glennie up the top of the hill at Clearways. He's been pushing very hard, and he's gone off twice there at Paddock Hill Bend. I wonder if he is in danger, well, he certainly is in danger of picking up a time penalty. If you overrun for too much in terms of track limits, you can lose an awful lot of time. So Alfie Glennie's got to be very careful here that he doesn't lose too much with a time penalty. He comes through turn 1 once again. He's still pushing very hard indeed. It's a bit cleaner this time as Ollie Turner gets a little bit tank-slappy this time. But it's Glennie in 4th place, Todd Garner in 5th, Turner in 6th and Hodgkiss in 7th. And this is where the major battle of the race is going to set to play out, I think. We're not going to see much change out of the 3 leaders. Cricklewy, Steed and Smith appear to be pretty much locked in up in front. The 4th position is anybody's guess as Glennie now has Todd Garner very close in behind indeed. In the distance you can see James Waite rather sadly tootling about in 9th place, a lap down. And his championship hopes are fading. But Todd Garner has got a great run here on Alfie Glennie. He may get an opportunity heading up towards Paddock Hill Bend. It's been a little bit twitchy from Glennie off Clearways. If he can get a good run in the slipstream, he may even get a run, maybe not into Paddock Hill Bend, but certainly up towards Druids. I think he's going to try for it. He has a look to the inside. That's just a precautionary check. Meanwhile, Hodgkiss is going to dive for the inside of Ollie Turner through Paddock Hill Bend. Ollie doesn't realise he's there until the last possible minute, and Hodgkiss dives through, so he is up into P6. So Ollie Turner has to concede the position, and Nathaniel Hodgkiss is right there in P6. Ollie Turner, one of the smoother drivers in the championship. I think he'll be a little bit aggrieved that Hodgkiss not only ended up tagging him off the circuit up at Druids and into Graham Hill Bend on lap 1, but has now re-passed him. He'll be a little bit smarting about that one. Alfie Glennie still battling away with Todd Garner, and this is for P4. This would not be a bad finish to their season if they could get a 4th place out of this one. And they're still squabbling as they come off of Clark, and this is going to be a good run to Paddock Hill Bend again. And this time Todd Garner's even closer to Alfie Glennie than he has been before. Here he goes, following his every movement, having a check to the inside. Alfie Glennie dives across to shut the door. Now Todd Garner can pick up the pieces here on the exit and get a good sprint up towards Druids, and maybe then get a move into Graham Hill Bend. He's got to let Alfie Glennie do all the hard work. He's got to let him make the mistake, and he does go a little bit wide. Not enough to lose the place, but certainly Todd Garner is now getting under Alfie Glennie's skin here as they push down towards Graham Hill Bend through the left. Nathaniel Hodgkiss is getting on with this now as well. He's caught right up to Todd Garner. If he can get through next, then that's all to the good as far as he's concerned. Pushing up through Surtees. Again, you come over the curbs and one wheel leaves the deck as you're pushing so hard. The inertia of the car just rocks it to and fro over the top part of the circuit. And now they drop down onto the main straight once again. Here, though, is the man in the lead, Magnus Cricklewy, a few seconds up the road from Josh Steed. And this will do him absolutely champion at the moment, quite literally, if he stays where he is in this race and the next. And it's looking very inconceivable that Cricklewy can be beaten today in this current form. So Magnus Cricklewy, running very well at the start of this race, has got into a decent lead, and this is perfect as far as the championship is concerned. He just needs to keep it like this, and he will be champion. Josh Steed in 2nd place goes through. There is Isaac Smith, still running well in 3rd position and looking for another podium finish, but look at the squabble for 4th position coming into view. Alfie Glennie, Todd Garner and Nathaniel Hodgkiss, with Ollie Turner just keeping a watching brief behind them as they saunter through Surtees and McLaren. They've lost a lot of time to the top 3, but that's not on their mind right at the moment. They just want to beat the others as Hodgkiss dives up the inside of Todd Garner, side by side. Is he going to get the run off the turn? Well, Todd Garner's trying to keep his foot planted round the outside, and they're going to go door to door, out of Clark Curve, side by side, over the grid hatching, side by side, over the finish line, side by side. It's only going to be who's brave on the brakes. They both hit the brakes exactly at the same time, but Hodgkiss bleeds the brake back out and gets back on them again to get that momentum through. Hotchkiss takes the place, and both Garner and Turner run a little bit deep. Turner is going to try and execute this move into Druids though. Go on, Ollie, go on! And he's got that one done. Ollie Turner is through. Brilliant overtaking move there, very opportunistic from Ollie Turner, and he gets through. That is up into P6. So now, both he and Hotchkiss are chasing after Alfie Glennie. What Todd Garner wasn't quite able to achieve, maybe they can. They're going to push hard onto the back of Alfie Glennie, who is still hanging on, but he's still pushing incredibly, intensely hard here as we run short on time. Magnus Krickleby is going to get the final lap very soon indeed. We're running short on laps. Here's James Waits. It's a lonely life down in 9th position as he struggles with his car. And this is very much a sickening sight as far as James Waite is concerned. To be 9th position, a lap down when the championship fight was his to command at one stage in the season. He's just pushing on, trying to get the car home as much as is possible. But it's a really disappointing end to his season. He's going to have to fight back big time in the second race and hope that a similar sort of fate befalls Magnus Krickleby instead. For James Waite, it couldn't have come at a more punishing time in the season. But here comes Magnus Krickleby, who comes over the line to start his final lap. And this is going to be a perfect setup for a championship finale. As far as Magnus is concerned, he has done an absolutely terrific job all season long. And up the hill he comes for the final time. This has been, well, it hasn't been dominant all season, but certainly in race 1, as soon as he got into the lead and held off the attentions of Josh Steed, he has marched his way forward. And this puts him into championship winning position. It was going to go either way this weekend. Both of them had as much right as the other to be champion. But now they are going to make it a very interesting final race as Magnus Krickleby goes into Surtees and into McLaren for the last time, up the hill, brake and into clearways, and Magnus Krickleby takes what is without doubt his most important and most significant race win of the season as he now takes one step closer to becoming 2018 Fiesta Junior Champion, and that's what it means to him and the team. Magnus Krickleby wins race 1 here at Brands Hatch. A fantastic result. Josh Steed comes home for 2nd position, and Isaac Smith a few seconds later will come home in 3rd. But significantly, James Waite being down in 9th position, a lap down due to problems with the car. That is very significant indeed as far as the championship is concerned. Here's the final result. Krickleby from Steed and Smith. Hotchkiss fights through to 4th ahead of Ollie Turner and Todd Garner. Alfie Glennie is given a time penalty for track limits from Ted Potts and James Waite down in 9th.
Magnus, race win, a dominant race win. You arrived at Brands Hatch 1 point behind, but now you're a huge advantage going into the final race to win this championship.
Yeah, it was a really good race for me. Really good race because I had really good pace and maintained it throughout the whole weekend, throughout the whole race. So it was really good.
You'll be starting at the front in race 2. All you need to do is finish somewhere in the top 6 and it should be enough.
Yeah, hopefully I still have the pace for that. It should be.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Josh, well done. 2nd place. There's a championship on the line here. Unfortunately, you're not involved in the championship so much, but I don't think that was going to stop you attacking Magnus if you could have got to him.
Yeah, it was really close on that first corner. I got a blinding start, made my way up to 2nd, but Magnus just had that pace that I couldn't get to him. Tyres were overheating for about halfway through, but I did what I could, so I'm happy with the points I got.
You've got another chance later on this afternoon as well.
Yeah, anything could happen, but I'm definitely going to still be pushing for 1st.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
Isaac, 3rd place. It's a great result there, but just not enough pace to go with the guys at the front.
Yeah, just really struggled with tyres. We didn't get a new for that one, so it's a lot more to come in the next race. And hopefully we can improve.
You've got another chance later on. Good luck.
Yeah, cheers.